Hello, and welcome to the Outdoorsy Diva podcast. I'm your host, Lauren, the Outdoorsy Diva. Thanks for joining. Hello, and welcome to the Outdoorsy Diva podcast. I am so happy that you're here with me. We're here in a new year, and it's already starting to look like 2020 in a wig. In 2021, it's been nuts. It's been crazy. And so I had some other topics lined up to kick the year off, but we literally just went through an attempted coup here in our nation, in the United States. And this isn't something we can just gloss over and pretend like it didn't happen. And the face of this movement was white supremacists. And so we have to hold space for that and give voice to that. And if you follow me on my other platforms, on Outdoorsy Diva, on Instagram, on Twitter, Facebook, I have been very vocal about what's been taking place, about my thoughts on it and my lens as a Black woman, and watching these events unfold. And for a lot of you, I'm sure, I've gotten the question, well, why do you give your energy and your time to this? Why are you talking about this? You're Outdoorsy Diva. You're supposed to be talking about travel and adventure and getting outdoors and giving us wanderlust and giving us tips for getting outside. Why are you spending this time talking about politics? And we have to be real careful how we label what's politics, right? Well, politics still affect my day-to-day life, and it ties into everything that I love. It ties into every piece of content that I create. I love nature. I love the beauty of nature, the serenity of nature, the healing power of nature. But if we don't have nature, if we don't protect this environment, then nature goes out the window. If we don't protect this environment, we don't have the wildlife. We don't have the animals. We don't have the habitat for the animals. It's all intertwined and interconnected. So yes, I speak out about this as an outdoor advocate because this is politics. It's this administration that is rolled back. There's over 60 different policies that have been put in place since the Trump administration to basically undo a lot of the good that previously been done. Just this week, even in the midst of an attempted coup, they still went through with the lease sale for part of the land in the Alaska Wildlife Refuge where they want to drill for oil. And the oil companies didn't even show up. They ended up selling it for like $20-something a parcel, which is ridiculous. It's basically like y'all had a Walmart selling for what? You didn't even make the money off of it to offset these major tax cuts that industry got. None of that went as planned, but that's just one example of how this administration has intentionally done things to harm our environment. Pulling out of the climate agreement, the changes made to the EPA, the changes made to the Clean Water Acts. There's all of these things. The list goes on, to things that were done to boost the businesses, but hurt the environment. And so, yes, I care about what this administration does. Yes, I care about what the people who support this administration do, because ultimately it's still all connected. And then as someone who's an advocate for diversity, for inclusion in outdoor recreation and travel, as a Black woman who speaks through my lens and travel and the outdoor experience as a Black woman, yeah, I care. And yes, I have to speak out about it and I have to call it out and call a thing a thing. So let's be clear, the events that happened on Wednesday, January 6th in our nation's capital, that was an attempted coup. It was an insurgence. And
this has been a bonus episode of the Outdoorsy Diva podcast. Get the full episode when you subscribe and join the adventure crew over on patreon.com/outdoorsydiva.
Thank you so much for listening. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. And if you did, make sure you subscribe to the Outdoorsy Diva podcast. Be sure to check out Misadventures of an Outdoorsy Diva blog on outdoorsydiva.com. You can also keep up with me and my adventures, so check out all of my social channels. Find Outdoorsy Diva on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest.